Hey MS aspirants, in this video I'll discuss about GRE resources, big book, quant and verbal tips, exam tips, mock tests, and you will receive all my preparation material at the end. So let's start with the question, why we need to take GRE? I will answer this question with my experience. I applied for 5 universities: University of Illinois Chicago, Sunny Buffalo, Arizona State University, and other 3. They all need GRE, but later I started getting rejects from universities. So at safe side, I applied for Kent State University. Kent State University doesn't need GRE for admission. So at safe side, I applied for Kent State University, which doesn't need GRE for admission. So if I decided to pursue my masters in Kent State University, so there is no use in taking my GRE. In this case, I wasted much time in preparing for GRE. So instead of taking GRE, I might learn Oracle, which gives me food after my masters. If you are applying to top universities that require GRE, go and take it. But if you are applying to universities that don't require GRE, don't take GRE, because you can learn something else that gives you food after your masters. But only problem is visa interview. Recently, my senior visa got rejected because she didn't take GRE. The visa officer asked, "Did you take GRE?" She said no, and she said she got admit with Duolingo exam. Then immediately visa officer returned the passport. I'm not saying everyone get rejected, but it completely based on our luck and visa interview officer. Maybe every visa officer won't ask about GRE, but sometimes rejections happen because of GRE. Many people got visas without taking GRE also. So think wisely and take decision on taking GRE. So if you think you can manage visa interview, don't waste your valuable 6 months time in preparing for GRE. Here I am telling you other case. I applied for NJIT but didn't submit GRE scorecard. But they asked for GRE score later, and once I submitted my scorecard, they gave me admit immediately. In this case, GRE played vital role in my admission to NJIT. I am going to NJIT, so without GRE, I may not get admitted to NJIT. So just research which universities you are going to apply and which universities need GRE. So what I am trying to say is, just research which universities you are dreaming to pursue masters and what entrance exams they actually need. So if you think you can manage your visa interview, don't waste your valuable 6 months time in preparing for GRE if you are applying to universities that doesn't require GRE for admission. Also research more on rejections that happens because of GRE. Keep in mind, most of the universities need GRE. So do more research and take decision wisely. Another thing is, once your research finished and your dream university requires GRE for admission, so the first thing here is preparation time. Here, don't trust if anyone say 3 months is enough, 1 month is enough, or 7 days is enough for GRE preparation. Actually, there is no such thing like that. It depends on your background and your ability to learn from mistakes. If you are from a Telugu medium government school background, then it takes a different time. If you are from a well-established private school, then the time period may be different. So don't disappoint if you have been studying for a long time. And I promise you that you will learn so many things by studying for GRE. For example, after taking GRE, your logical thinking helps you to solve real-world problems. So GRE preparation time depends on your background. Most important thing once you started your preparation is, initially I didn't even get one correct answer in initial problems. If it happens to you, don't disappoint. Eventually you will see the progress just like me. Remember, everyone starts from this phase. No one get correct answers in the beginning. First give mock test after 45 days of your preparation, and then give mock tests once in 2 weeks to check your progress. Another important thing is, You learn only from mistakes. You learn only from mistakes. My biggest mistake used to be not reading questions carefully. I overcame my weakness by solving more problems by remembering what mistakes I done before. So, the key to GRE is just learning from mistakes. The questions that I answered correctly in the GRE exam are the questions that I mistaken once. To learn from mistakes, I will give you the whole material and tips as well. So here are the resources. First, I'll talk about resources that I have used for my GRE preparation. And I am going to share all those resources in the Google Drive below. First, we start with the verbal resources. The first resource is PDF to learn vocabulary through Rootword methods. So this is how the PDF looks like. Rootword method helps you in remembering words very easily, and it also helps you in guessing the meaning of the word. So first study this PDF. Even in exam, through this method you can guess the close meaning of the word. The main resource in my preparation material is this final PDF for vocabulary. This PDF is very important for everyone, I think, because I segregate vocabulary like this. I segregate vocabulary for crime, angry, criticism separately like this. This PDF will help you to identify the minor differences between the words. So you won't lose marks while analyzing the minor difference between the words. Thus, it will help you to solve questions quickly. But I didn't write mnemonics for these words as I already wrote mnemonics in other 3 PDFs. So first check this PDF, learn these vocabulary along with the PDFs given below. Learn them very carefully. Next one is words with mnemonics. These mnemonics will help you in remembering more words in less time. I gave here PDF of 1800 words with mnemonics. I bought it from Vocableader website for 999 rupees. I started learning vocabulary with this PDF only. So after learning root words, go through this PDF. Mangoosh flashcards. I followed Mangoosh flashcards app because after learning 1800 words also, I couldn't able to solve some text completion questions. So I felt like I need to learn more vocabulary. So the thing here is, those 1800 words are enough if you came from good English medium background. But for me, I thought I need to take help from the Mangoosh flashcards also. So I read Mangoosh flashcards. In this PDF, I wrote mnemonics to those flashcards to learn very fastly. Next, parallel to them, I used to play wordboat in my phone when I am free. I note all the words on my book because I felt it's comfortable to read on paper than phone. So if you felt you need more words to solve GRE problems, go through this PDF, or you can use Wordboat app in your phone itself. The one and only resource which I can give you for Quant is Krishna Chaitanya Reddy sir aptitude videos notes. Although he covered full aptitude, I practiced only required topics for GRE. So don't solve the ones that I marked with yellow. So I think this PDF will help you to solve problems easily. You can buy Krishna Chaitanya Reddy sir aptitude course to learn important GRE concepts easily. But only Krishna Chaitanya sir aptitude videos is not enough for GRE preparation, because there are other topics you need to practice that are not covered by Krishna Chaitanya Reddy sir. I will tell what you can learn to cover other GRE topics that are not discussed by Krishna Chaitanya sir. The resource is Mangoosh Quant videos. When you go through Mangoosh after above mentioned aptitude course, you feel Quant section as one of the easy section, as Krishna Chaitanya sir has some awesome techniques to guide you. The most valuable resource is Big Book. Don't forget, remember this, the most valuable resource is Big Book. I will give that book link in description. Only go with ETS Quant official book after complete the Big Book only. Here I am going to explain you about the Big Book. For Quant, the Big Book plays a vital role. Here I am attaching a link to access Big Book. Almost Big Book contains 1600 quant problems to identify your mistakes very easily. These will help you to understand which mistakes you are making more often. The best resource I can give you is Big Book. As I already said about that, I am linking the Big Book in the description, so don't forget to check it out and download. The Big Book was developed by ETS. You will learn from every question you solve. You can use Big Book to learn from mistakes. In my view, Big Book rating is 10 out of 10, but Manhattan 5LB book rating is 5 out of 10. Manhattan questions are not close to GRE reality. So once you complete Big Book, you almost able to get 165 by 170 in quant. So once you complete Big Book, if you still want more questions to practice, then you can solve Manhattan 5LB. So first solve Big Book quant questions only, because only Big Book is very close to the reality of GRE exam. Thank me once you realize the importance of Big Book. For verbal also, Big Book helps you. But GRE test pattern changed from old GRE to new GRE. So, there are some questions that are no need to solve, such as finding synonyms for the given word. So, I'll clearly explain which questions you should solve and which questions you should ignore. Let us briefly go through the Big Book. So, this is how the GRE Big Book look like. So now we are going to the page number 29th. First go to page number 29th. So here we can see test 1 and section 1. So test 1 is verbal. So solve 1 to 7 questions only. Solve 1 to 7 questions and ignore 8 to 16 questions. So solve 1 to 7 questions and ignore 7 to 16 questions. So because new test format has changed, so new GRE is not testing these type of questions. So here you can see they are asking synonyms. They are asking us to found synonyms for these words. So now GRE is not testing these type of questions. So then come to the page number 31. So you need to solve 17 to 27 questions. 17 to 27th question. So you need to solve 17th to 27th question. Because it deals with reading comprehension, you will get more practice by solving reading comprehension on a Big Book. So solve 17 to 27th question. 27th question. So I'll tell you again. First solve 1 to 7 questions and ignore 8th to 16th question, and then again solve 17th to 27th question. So that's about verbal. We'll go down. Here is a section 2. So section 2 is analytical ability. So no need to solve the analytical ability, as GRE don't test these type of questions. Now we'll go to section 3. Section 3 is quant. In quant section, you need to solve all the questions, all the 27, all the 30 questions. You need to solve all the 30 questions in quant. In every quant section in Big Book, you need to solve all the questions. Remember, you must solve all the questions in quant section. It also deals with data interpretation problems, so it's better you solve all the questions. So again, section 4 is verbal. So repeat doing 1 to 7 questions and ignore 8th question to 16th question,
and then again solve reading comprehension questions from 17th to 27th. So here is the section 6, there is no section 5. So here is the section 6. So section 6 is analytical ability. So no need to solve analytical ability questions. As I said, GRE don't test analytical ability in the exam. So this is section 7. Again, this is quant section. You need to solve all the quant problems in big book because every quant question is related to new GRE. So you must solve all the questions, all the quant questions in big book. So again, solve all the questions in section 7. There are about 30 questions in this section. So solve all the questions. So the only drawback of big book is there is no explanation given to answers. So there is no explanation given to answers. At the end you can see options like this. There is no explanation, but you can see the answer for first question is A, and answer for second question is B, like that. But you don't really get the explanation here. As there are no explanation for the answers in big book, it's better to come to the big book after some preparation, like after 20 days of preparation you can come to the big book. So here are the answers in the big book. So here I'm again saying no need to solve analytical ability. Here no need to solve analytical ability, but you must solve all the questions in quantitative ability. But for verbal you need to solve 1 to 7 questions, and you can ignore 8 to 16th question, and again you need to solve 17th to 27th question, and then remaining you can ignore. So you need to solve all the problems in quantitative ability and no need to solve any question in analytical ability, but you need to solve some questions in verbal ability. So that's the big book. Remember, big book is the golden resource. Big book is the golden resource. So please solve all the problems in quantitative ability and solve some questions in verbal ability. So big book is the golden resource. You must solve all the questions in quantitative ability so that you will get the exact score you require by solving all the problems. There are almost 1600 problems. So solve all the problems in quantitative ability and solve some of the verbal questions which I mentioned in a verbal ability. So big book is the golden resource, don't forget.
So you should solve all the questions in quant section. Don't solve analytical ability section. Try going through Mangoosh videos. Mangoosh videos contains the technique to solve them more quickly. I watched all the Mangoosh videos for quant and verbal. Those really helped me a lot to find new techniques, and it also helps you to understand all the question types more clearly. As I said, I took Krishna Chaitanya Reddy sir aptitude course. It helped me to solve quant problems quickly. I suggest Mangoosh quant videos and tested tutor YouTube channel for the topics which didn't cover by Krishna Chaitanya Reddy sir. So first watch Krishna Chaitanya Reddy sir videos and then Mangoosh videos and then tested tutor YouTube videos. So the best YouTube channel for GRE quant is tested tutor, and for verbal the best channel is Greg Matt. So these are the resources. I think it will help you a lot. Mocks play a vital role. I get the exact score same as I got in ETS mocks. Take more practice tests. I gave Manhattan and Kaplan mocks. Along with those, you can go through Princeton, Crunch Prep, MC Grahill mock tests. I will give links of those mock tests below. Finally, remember this. Complete all your mock tests before 2 weeks of your real GRE exam. You should finish all ETS mocks 2 weeks before the exam so that you have time to revise. I completed my mocks 1 day before the exam. I don't even have time to revise. So, from my experience, I am saying this. So, take this seriously and complete all your mock tests before 2 weeks of your real GRE test. So, let's start with quant. For quant, although the syllabus seems like 10th standard, you feel the logic in question is like PhD standard. So initially, you feel tired to understand the logic in problems. You feel like confused at the starting of your preparation. but later you will become master in logical thinking. So to understand where you are making mistakes, just focus on the area where you are making mistakes again and again. So next time correct them by remembering those errors. Here you can see how I wrote errors separately in the same page itself. This only can help you from not repeating same errors again and again. So what I am saying is, keep an error log to learn from mistakes. To learn from mistakes, keep an error log. Plug in numbers. Remember, you should always plug in 0, a negative number, a positive number, even number, odd number and a fraction. If you forget to plug in any of these types, you will get wrong answer. Plug in answers. Sometimes plugging answers helps you to solve questions more quickly. In geometry, knowing special right triangles will help you. So here I am attaching image, just by heart them. Formulas play a vital role. Keep formula book like this. Once you give all mocks, solve official quant and verbal tests in this book. Solve these only after you felt you complete your preparation. For quantitative comparison, don't waste time in calculating. Just compare. I made top 10 must-watch videos for GRE. Do check that video as I discuss some good videos for quantitative comparison. For numeric entry questions, the answer should be in the correct format, like if they ask for inches, don't write in feet. That is the major mistake. Remember this for numeric entry question. I made it more often. ETS also tests time management. GRE doesn't ask for long solving. If questions ask you to compare, just compare. Skip the questions that have multiple options to select. It takes more time to solve. So skip those questions that have multiple options to select. Remember, if you have some doubt on your ability to solve those problems, you can leave and come back after solving all the remaining problems. If you can solve all the problems perfectly in your mock, then it's okay to solve all the questions without skipping hard questions. Don't use calculator. Use numbers on keyboard. Practice with your computer keyboard before going to the exam. Take a timed practice test at computer center near you. Silly mistakes cost a lot. Silly mistakes are the reason for low GRE score. So the more questions you solve, more mistakes you identify. For me, time was not sufficient and I left 4 questions. I answered them randomly. Because there was no negative marking, I answered randomly. So practice to solve questions quickly in the exam. The process of elimination plays a vital role in both quant and verbal sections. So practice the process of elimination. Sometimes a question may ask about perimeter. We may calculate the area under exam pressure. I made this mistake several times and I corrected it myself. So read question carefully. If the question is very hard, just guess and move on. For the questions like selecting multiple options, don't spend much time unless you left with plenty of time. Once the section completes, check for errors. We may answer it wrong under exam pressure. The best tip for learning vocabulary without getting bored is listening songs. Yes, listen songs while you are reading vocabulary or solving quant problems. I am saying this because songs helped me to study for a long time. Don't forget this tip because sometimes you need to work for a long time. Listen songs so that you can study for very long time. You won't get bored. Believe me, it will definitely work for most of the students. For most Indians, verbal is the tricky part because it's not our native language. So that's the reason some universities only see at quant scores to give admission for non-native speakers. So some universities give admission based on the quant score only. Only some universities do that. They will give admit even though the verbal score is less. Less doesn't mean 135 or 138. It can be more than 142 to 145. I saw a student who got admitted with 170 quant and 143 in verbal to Ivy League. So try to give your best, but don't bother too much about verbal. We have quant section to improve our score. Spend more time in quant. We start preparing for the verbal section by learning new and challenging vocabulary. The average Indian student's vocabulary list for GRE ranges between 3000 to 4000. But for some students who have good background can take GRE by learning just 1000 to 1500 words. It completely depends on their background. I learned 4000 words. You know what? In the exam, I got only one word that I didn't know. You can access those PDF through the link below. The best tip I can provide you for learning vocabulary is to write Telugu meaning for each word. Here I am showing how I write it. By writing Telugu meaning for particular word, you can easily remember it in the exam. Suppose take the word timorous. The meaning in English is timid by nature, revealing fear and nervousness. If you want to remember meaning of an English word in English, you need to remember extra 4 to 5 words. But when you write the Telugu meaning of timorous as pirikivadaina, then just one Telugu word is enough to remember one complex English word. So don't forget to write meaning in your native language. For vocabulary, go through my books, which drive link is given below. Next, I segregate the vocab like words related to criticism on one page and different topics on different pages. I attached that PDF in the description. You can access it too. You learn only from mistakes, and to learn from mistakes, only big book can help you. Sometimes minor differences in words play a vital role, so pay attention to minor differences in words. For sentence equivalence, the pairing technique uses. I made another video about top 10 GRE videos you must watch, so must watch that video to know more tips. Don't waste time in double blanks, just skip them and solve easy questions first. Guess and move on to other questions that you find difficult. Sometimes you will not have more time to come back. Watch GRE videos for solving reading comprehension. Do you know what? The large paragraph questions are easy to solve than short paragraph questions. The large paragraphs are more straightforward to solve than small paragraphs because small reading comprehension have hidden logic. So it consumes time to understand the logic. But for large paragraphs, the question and answers are direct. Only some people know this. So, long reading comprehensions are easy and straightforward to solve. Check this truth before you go to the exam. Then decide which section you want to solve first. Summarizing verbal. Write Telugu meaning for every word. Don't forget. Start with Rootwords PDF. Then go through Mneumonics PDF. Along with this, read final PDF for vocabulary. If you felt you want to learn more words to solve, then go through Mangoosh and Wordboard. GRE is the best YouTube channel for GRE verbal. Summarizing QUANT. Start with Krishna Chaitanya Reddy sir aptitude videos. Follow Mangoosh videos for the topics that are not covered by Krishna Chaitanya Reddy sir. Tested Tutor is the best YouTube channel for QUANT. Keep an error log. Remember your mistakes and try to stop repeating the mistakes again and again. Before exam, try to give your 100% and avoid retaking GRE because you know how many marks you actually get by taking mocks. No need to pay 15k and then write actual GRE as mock. If you are still wondering whether to give GRE after 45 days or 2 months of your preparation, just buy extra GRE official mocks for $20. Only after you feel you will get the score you desire, then only take the GRE. Exam day tips. I went to the railway station on my GRE exam day. I have exam at 2 o'clock. But it says the next train will be at 4 o'clock. My heartbeat stopped. But later we found information as incorrect. So plan your journey accordingly. Once you are ready for the exam, do some research on universities and shortlist universities that you think you will definitely attend if you get the admission. Go to the exam center by memorizing the GRE codes of the shortlisted universities. I didn't remember GRE codes and I was not able to send score to universities and I wasted my 8,400 rupees. In exam tension, while reporting score to the universities, I just skip a page. When I tried to go back, the person at the exam center said that I could not go back and send scores again. So, don't waste your money by not sending scores to universities on your test day. Please watch videos that tell how to report your GRE score in the exam hall. Wear shoes to prevent cold air as the GRE exam hall has air conditioning. You may shiver more if you don't wear shoes. Don't forget to remember GRE exam codes. After 1 minute break between the sections, the exam will not start until you press start. So if you feel you are ready, then only press start button to go to next section. You will get 10 minutes break after solving 3 sections. You will get your score immediately after completing the exam. Don't tense. GRE is not the only factor. Stay calm and complete your GRE. Low GRE doesn't mean bad university. Just give your best. I think I can share all my experience and resources and tips within one video, and that's the reason for discussing all these in one video. In the end, don't panic. You will not spend your entire life preparing for GRE. It just takes a maximum of 6 months. So don't give up, and all the very best.